Hi, beautiful people. How are ya? I hope you're having a great day. I got a new chair. My other one was falling apart, literally. So hope I'm hoping this is an upgrade. It's comfortable, so that's important for sitting here. And today I'm having lunch with a friend who was recently diagnosed with macular degeneration. And I think it kind of freaked her out a little bit because she's been very healthy. She doesn't even have any prescription medications. Unlike me, I've got a ton of them. And she's just an amazing person. I enjoy visiting with her. I had lunch with her a few weeks ago. My daughter went with me. That was my daughter that just called. It's raining pretty hard outside and it's very overcast, kind of dark, even though it's not even 11 o'clock in the morning quite yet. So she's going to come and get me so I don't have to drive in this. And I appreciate that so much. My daughter is such a blessing to me. All of my kids are. So I'm wanting to do some stuff back here. Well, I have an idea. I'll share it with you all as I get a little closer to maybe doing something with it. But we'll see. I'm not sure. But on with what we're here to talk about. Today's video will be in two parts. I could have put it all in one video, I think. It would have been a little long, but I haven't finished researching this topic and I want to do this information justice. It takes me a long time to research and understand what I'm reading so that I can share it with you all. I mean, sometimes it just clicks and all makes sense. And other times I've got a lot of looking up terms and making sure that I truly understand the topic. And I think it also takes me a while because I got to get up and down out of this chair often. Just sitting for long periods of time makes me really stiff. So I'm up and down a lot. And then I come back to the computer and go, where was I? But I've got this part ready for you all. In the past, I've pushed myself really hard to get those two videos out to you a week. And I don't always think I did the best job at it. And so I'm hoping the one video a week is going to make a difference. You let me know. It's a great time to be alive and learn about the new studies that amazing researchers are performing. I'm especially excited about the new research by Dr. Younger and his team. Today, we're going to talk about the abnormal immune system in fibromyalgia. This we know, and a chemical in the body called fractalkine. This is part one. Here we go. Every day, humans face a myriad of bacterial challenges to our bodily system, from pollutants in the air to things we're allergic to bacterial and viral infections. Our immune system has to fight these things off, right? I mean, we're not usually aware of these things occurring because our body's immune system is working behind the scenes to keep us alive. But once in a while, we may encounter a pathogen that makes us feel like something's wrong. It's outside of our normal, but we're not quite sure what it is. So, what may be occurring is a pathogen that has slipped through. And now our immune system has to crack down and take that invader out. So, we'll feel just a little off. And there are times we wake up in the morning and go, I'm feeling a little sick. For example, one afternoon I was sitting in the doctor's office waiting to be called in. We were getting our yearly flu shots, but while sitting there, I suddenly felt my throat get sore, like really sore. And it was sudden. I was fine, perfectly fine before this. And I told my husband, weird, I have this terrible sore throat. I didn't mention it in the doctor's office that day, but sure enough, I got really sick. That kind of sudden illness rarely happens to me. I probably sat in the very spot where someone was sick, and voila, right after they got up, I sat down and I got sick too. The degree to which we will feel poorly is from our microglia. We've talked about them before. They're in our central nervous system, our brain, and spinal cord. They function as macrophagy cells, meaning they're our first active immune defense in the central nervous system. They regularly perform brain maintenance and scavenge for damaged neurons and synapses, as well as infectious agents through potassium channels. So when there is a potential serious issue, the microglia are activated from their resting state. They'll start to pump out pro-inflammatory cytokines. And those are signaling proteins that help control inflammation in our body. So there's a correlation between how bad we feel and how many microglia are activated. While those microglia are activated, we're not going to feel well. Then, once the pathogen is taken care of, the microglia will move back to their resting state. Isn't that amazing? I love the stuff our bodies do. In order for microglia to move back to their resting state, they need a signal. It's like a stoplight. When the signal turns red, we stop. And when it's green, we go. Microglia need their own signal to know when to stop and go. One signal is called fractalkine. It's produced in several places in the body, but in Dr. Younger's research, he was interested in what occurred with fractalkine in the brain. A study in 2010 outlined how fractalkine, also called CX3CL1, is a potential new target for inflammatory diseases. Fractalkine is produced by neurons in the brain, and they go to the microglia. They calm the microglia down. Fractalkine tells the neurons that everything's okay now. So it's time to simmer down, as Dr. Younger would say. That's how the process should work. So what Dr. Younger wanted to know was what would happen if the fractalkine didn't signal the microglia to simmer down, or the microglia doesn't accept the signal. Well, the microglia would continue to make us feel ill because they wouldn't go into their resting state. How many of you know how important it is for us to rest? So that seems logical, right? It would be like a stoplight, never turning red. And the green light was always on all four sides of the street. And what would happen? There'd be car wrecks after car wrecks until somebody fixed the light. Fractalkine turns on the red light. It tells the microglia to stop. Dr. Younger thinks this might be what is occurring in fibromyalgia, that the fractalkine aren't telling the microglia to stop. So they keep sending out signals after signal that something is occurring in the body, making us feel ill. So Dr. Younger thinks that might be what is occurring in fibromyalgia, as well as ME/CFS and long COVID, among other diseases or similar illnesses. So the microglia aren't receiving the red light and continue to make us feel bad day after day after day, even though there isn't an infection occurring in the body that the microglia need to eradicate. That's why researchers don't find an illness, infections, or strong inflammatory markers in our bodies because the microglia are just sending out these signals. Sounds to me like they're in just kind of a hyper state. So, this is his hypothesis. They then needed to prove it with a research study or several studies. So, I hope you learned something in part one, and you'll come back to part two, where we'll dig into the research of Dr. Younger and others and summarize what we've learned. I send you gentle hugs and support. Love you. I've stopped putting on nails. I'm having too much trouble trying to see my actual nail bed. And so the nails I've been putting on haven't been staying very well because if you get them on your skin, they're not going to last. And I bought these glasses. They're a number 3 at Walmart, just readers. And oh my gosh, they're wonderful. They're helping me a lot. But still, I have to be in a really bright light in order to see my nail beds. And I decided it wasn't worth it. And I'm not going to spend the money because then eventually I'd have to have somebody to take me. So on getting my nails done, they're fine. Just like I may eventually not have makeup on. We'll see. I really tried hard on my makeup. I hope, I'm hoping we're not going to see any of those funky things happening. There was one over here and I think I got it. So, anywho, I love you guys so much. You have a blessed day.